It feels like I'm starting to run out of things to talk about in these vlogs, but I know I have quite a bit more content to go through. Besides, every day is a new day and I always have things to talk about, so surely I'm not actually running out of content. It just feels like it. I'm also going to try a different approach where I used to prepare beforehand before physically pressing the record button, but now I think I'll just press the record button and think of what I'm going to talk about before I actually talk about it. Real time, you'll be able to see me discern what I'm thinking of talking about. And worst case, if I don't like it, I can just crop that part out in the post editing. But I think it's a more realistic approach where you're able to see me think. And besides, most of this is mainly just for me to be able to explain my thoughts in a more precise manner. So it shouldn't matter whether I press the record button earlier or after I prepare. I think the idea with this, with pressing the record before I prepare too, is I'm not going to have time to diligently prepare and methodically plan out everything that I'm going to say, at least for the introduction, but even for the rest of the video. So it's a more realistic way of speaking in the sense that it would be how I would speak to a friend, how I would gather my own thoughts. I have to think real time and process what I have to say next. So I think that's the new challenge. And I think it's actually very appropriate for this topic that I was thinking about throughout the day. I'm going to talk about, I phrased it as a meta analysis of how it's going with the vlogs. So, kind of analyzing how the vlogs have been going so far and some improvements that I can make, that I can work towards. Right now, I've already seen a lot of improvements, especially compared to the very first video or the second video, the video after the introduction. I have progressed so far. I remember the very first, I think it was the very first one, the introduction one. Maybe it wasn't the introduction one because that felt way more formal and organized since I had to mention all the points that, since I had to mention specific points about this vlog. So with the second video, I felt awkward in front of the camera. I spoke and it felt like my voice trembled. It didn't feel genuine to me. It felt like I was presenting something. And that's true. I am still presenting something, but it didn't feel comfortable presenting this. I also saw another improvement where I finally made it under 20 minutes. That was a really big goal. Once I realized I kept on hitting 30 minutes, I realized I just ramble on and I tend to repeat myself even though I've already hit the point. That kind of frustrated me, but I managed to make it under 30. So, well, it never hit above 30, but it was around that 30 mark. And then I managed to get under 25 minutes. And then now, or yesterday, I was able to get I think it was 17 minutes, which I'm really happy with. Ideally, it'd be under 15 minutes. That would be the dream. And I think I can do it. The thing is, at some point, there's some diminishing return where you can't go even lower. If I go below 15 minutes, maybe I could do 10. 10 minutes? I'm already at 5 minutes. Maybe I could do 10 minutes, but I feel like 15 is a reasonable amount of time where I can iterate all my points and I don't have to repeat myself. I've also noticed a lot. I'm intentionally avoiding saying filler words or words that I don't want to say. I said some earlier, kind of, is a big one that I say a lot. Like, I'm trying to think of more. I don't think I've said, maybe I've said, once or twice throughout this whole series, which is really impressive to me because I strive to never say that word again. I don't think I've said either. Okay, no, I have said for sure, but not as often as I would in real life, I think. There's definitely some other filler words. I'll see if I can pull them up here. Right. I say and a lot. I say and so and have these run on sentences. I think I just did it there actually. I should end sentences clearly and then move on to the next sentence without running on and saying and so and so and so. Now let's move on to what I'm working towards. I think that was part of what I was working towards, removing filler words. So I was successful. I think I just did a run on there. I was successful in removing filler words, but I can be even better with removing filler words like and so. I think that's a good goal to have. Run on sentences, as I already said. This is an interesting point that I want to discuss, and I'm not too sure what my solution will be. I don't know what to do at the end of my videos. Currently, my process is clip off some part of near the end of my video, and I like that style. I think it's a bit funny, but I realize as the viewer, it might be a little annoying to listen to this guy talk and then all of a sudden randomly he's gonna cut it off at the end. Well, cut it off midway through what he's talking about, and you're not expecting it. It's hard to tell if that would be really annoying to the viewer because I'm expecting it. I know that it's already going to be coming, but it could just be my quirk, I guess, to differentiate myself from any other vlog. I was looking for a quirk like that. I was thinking of maybe doing something for viewers to look forward to the video, look forward in the video. Something that could do this would be a fact of the day or even something that I'm interested in. I play I used to play a lot of Rocket League and I started getting back into it, so I was thinking of even putting a Rocket League clip at the front or at the very beginning of the video, or maybe at the very end. I'm also interested in cryptocurrency, so maybe specifically Bitcoin. So maybe I could just say the price of Bitcoin at the very end and say my thoughts on it very briefly, something like, I don't know what the actual price is right now, but I think it's around 92,000 Canadian. So I'd say 92,687. Yeah, this is nice, or something, or this sucks, or it's going downhill, things like that. Just randomly blurt that out at the very end, and then the video will end not as abruptly as I have it now, midway through a sentence. So, as I mentioned before, this is heavily inspired by Gerbert Johnson. And Gerbert Johnson, what he does is at the very start of every video, he raps over a beat. And of course, he has his very unique take of lyrics that I find pretty humorous. I think it would be unprofessional. It would be cringe to copy what Gerbert Johnson is doing. Besides, it's his thing. Rapping over a beat isn't really my thing. I would like to get better at it. I think that would be a somewhat useful skill, kind of like a party trick that you could throw out. But I don't really plan on getting better at it or using that in my videos. I think what would be fun would be making a beat. I've always wanted to get better at to actually make beats. So I would enjoy making a beat and then just posting that at the very end of my video maybe. Although that would take a lot of time. I'm not very good at making beats. I don't think I've ever made a beat, at least a full song length beat, like 3 minutes. But I think if I wanted to get better at it, I could definitely try it. Maybe I can try it here and there if I have the extra time, especially since I do these vlogs at night right before I go to sleep. It might be a little difficult to fit that in, especially since I'm so tired and I just want to get this vlog over with and just go to sleep right after. I'll consider it though. I think that would be a lot of fun, and I think it'd be entertaining for the viewers who the the, the not so many viewers who are watching my videos. I don't know why you'd be watching my videos, but I do appreciate it. I really hope I inspire you to do something and you're able to learn from me. I really do appreciate it. It feels like I'm making a difference, and I hope I'm making a difference. I I don't think I've gotten a comment on any of my videos, and you don't have to, but it would be nice if you could comment something, just like maybe even just saying like cool video. That would be nice, but also giving me direction and what you'd maybe want to hear at the end of my videos, because I really could go any direction and I'm not too sure what I'd want to do. And it would be nice to hear some feedback. Oh, the last thing that I was considering is I'm still currently still learning Chinese, and so I could maybe throw in the Chinese word or phrase of the day at the end of my video. So maybe just learn something quick before the video in Chinese, and then practice it, and then say it at the very end of the video. I would like to hear your thoughts on what I should do about this. Again, don't feel like you have to comment. I don't I'm not asking you to comment for engagement so that other people can see it. I honestly just want the feedback of firstly knowing that I'm actually providing value and, you know, people are watching my videos and not just like random bots scraping the internet or whatever, but also just what I should do next because I really I don't know. I would like some help with that. I think that's basically all I wanted to cover. And I guess now I don't even end my video abruptly.